How do I sound now?
Yeah, we are on now. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Wikimedia and African Libraries session. Today we have Felix Nati and Dr. Nkem Osigwe, who would lead the discussions today. I see that the screen is shared already, so I'm just going to yield the floor to the presenters to wow us. Thank you very much.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. So, hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and depending on where you're calling from or where you're joining from. My name is Felix Nati. I am a senior program officer with the campaigns team within the larger community programs team in the products department at the Wikimedia Foundation. I will be leading this session together with my colleague from Aflia, Dr. Nkem, whom I will kindly ask to introduce yourself. So, Dr. Nkem, can you please introduce yourself? Okay, so I think there's maybe a hitch there, and Nkem is maybe reconnecting. If you guys can still hear me loud and clear, I will move on with the slides whilst we wait for Dr. Nkem to join us back. All right, so we are very excited to be here to talk with all of you about the work we have been doing with the librarian community in Africa and discuss what the possibilities are for the librarians' work in the future in Africa. So today I'll be leading a session together with Dr. Nkem, like I did mention earlier on, and our session will be focused on the African librarians' work and sort of like envisioning the future pathways for libraries' work on the continent. So half of the time we do talk a lot about librarians, and librarians over the past few years have been an integral part of the strategy for building reliable and credible Wikipedia. Campaigns such as One Libon Ref have been an opening point for recruiting librarians and pushing this angle of collaboration on Wikimedia projects. So then, why are librarians crucial to the Wikimedia strategy? I think librarians are very crucial to the work that we do because they're very aligned with our mission of sharing knowledge and pointing people to the right sources or information. Librarians are also very crucial to unlocking more allies within the academic community. They are knowledge custodians and information professionals that can teach us and share the opportunities of Wikimedia within the people they encounter on their daily basis. And so librarians do encounter a lot of people within the academic world, students, researchers, and lecturers, and they can be that point of contact or that door to the Wikimedia movement. Which knowledge community would you better have than librarians when it comes to finding sources? I mean, librarians is the core and function of their work. The most important thing that they do is to lead people to sources. And so when you think about reliable sources on Wikipedia, they are most often the right set of people to think about. They can also help us uncover rare holdings like manuscripts, books, and photos. Most libraries have very rare content that are stored within their repository or holdings, and libraries and librarians can be that access to the Wikimedia community. And so these are some of the reasons why librarians are crucial to our strategy. But then, how did we start this whole work with the African Librarians community, or specifically AFLIA? So librarians are awesome, right? They have been working with Africans, and they've been working with the Wikimedia community for so long. So about a year and a half ago, I actually shifted my focus to a more regional-centered approach for scaling One Libon Ref. And this came as a result of several
Looks like Felix is disconnected. Doctor, do you want to take over? Dr. Nkem, do you want to take over? Doc, please, can you confirm that you can hear me?
Hello, I can hear you. Yep, I can hear you.
Felix is disconnected. Do you want to take over?
All right. I stopped hearing him too at a point where he was talking about how Wikimedia Foundation has started investing regionally and what they were doing and what they have started doing with AFIA. First of all, we had the memorandum of understanding, and from there we now went on to list out activities that can be done to draw more librarians into the movement, because here and there, in small pockets, there have been librarians working with Wikimedia Foundation, but we wanted to do it on a large scale. So that was what Felix started doing. And so far, this has provided capacity building opportunity for librarians. There's been new audience, new contributors, more editors that have been introduced into the Wikimedia movement, and then the campaign has been adapted locally, so to speak, especially the One Lib, One Ref campaign, to ensure that African librarians are a part of it. And how was that done? From the memorandum of understanding that the Wikimedia library, actually, the library signed with AFLIA, the first thing that we did was to have an African Librarians Week. It was the first so far that we've done that kind of thing, and it was all about integrating the African librarians into the One Lib, One Ref campaign as a group, that focused mainly on African content. And we had a theme for 2020. We said it was all about promoting African scholars to the world. And in 2021, it was about how we learn, because in Africa, learning is not just formal education, but also that informal sector. So we did that to ensure that not just that we are a part of the campaign, but we also bring in our local content. And the results so far, between for the 2 years, 2020 and 2021, African Librarians Week, we've had 1,085 new African librarians participating as editors, that made 45.9 thousand edits, added 1.54 million words, created 505 articles, and uploaded 793 images. Then and right now we've already started preparing for 2022, so that we can continue to make impact as a group in the global campaign. Then another thing that was also part of the MOU we signed with the Wikipedia library, the Wiki library, was to have a Wikipedia in African Libraries course, and we took the curriculum of OCLC, adapted it to suit the African environment, and we ran that course for approximately 1 year. And all in all, our goal was to take 300 librarians in 30 African countries through the course. But guess what? We ended up taking having 469 librarians in 32 African countries participating in the course, and they did wonderful things. You can join us on the next panel discussion in about 90 minutes to know more about this. And after that, the question is, what next? I mean, you've done all that. Will librarians now go back to sleep? What happens? What are the next steps? And we are looking at future pathways that we can use to make more impact, because we've been quite surprised with the outcomes that we've seen so far. So first of all, we want to see how we can address structural inequities in accessing knowledge. You know, there's a difference between inequality and inequity. You know, inequality is that, okay, everybody is allowed, everybody can participate, everybody can contribute, but inequity is that gateway you opened. Can everybody enter in? Can everybody really do that thing that you say that all can now do? So that is what we want to address, because one of the things we noticed while we were running the African the course for African librarians is that we saw that there's a great skills gap, digital skills gap. So we are looking forward to filling that gap, bridging that gap. We're also looking forward to redefining how to be inclusivity. When you say this is equitable access, how do we marry it with what is in the libraries, like Felix has said? How do we make the resources in the library more visible through Wikipedia and sister projects? So that's one future pathway we are looking at. The second pathway that we are looking at is the drawing up course repositories in Africa. How do we mean by that? We are looking forward to having easy to access open course modules on Wikipedia and sister projects that every library can use to train their user communities, so that there will be a wider spread of how to
Okay, it looks like both our presenters are out. So I'm just going to run through the presentation without talking, because I do not know about the project that both presenters are talking about, but I'll just run through the presentation. I'm sure they're going to try to reconnect. So please, if you have any questions that you want to ask them, please place in the chat and we'll make sure that they get it once they come up back on board. It's unfortunate that internet is still a problem globally. And yes, we need action both on the African libraries end and on the internet end. We need better internet services. So the next steps. Yeah, Doctor, are you back? Oh, Felix is back. Felix, can you speak so we confirm that we can hear you?
But the public access to digital infrastructure that can allow everyone place to start that. And libraries are quite open now to work with communities all over Africa to now address this issue. And then we also want action to be taken. We are calling on everyone, librarians, everyone, to look at how possible it is to be strategic in attracting academics and experts into their communities. Because when academics shy away from Wikipedia, it is because they do not really know what is happening. Felix explained it to me. He called it information asymmetry. That's when people are on one side, they assume one thing. The other people at the other side, they assume another thing, not knowing that there's a connection between all that. So we want to drive that so that when we say that we are opening up knowledge, it's not just for the social or cultural or historical purposes, but we also want to do it for educational reasons so that Wikimedians will begin to play clear, definable roles in driving quality education and lifelong learning in Africa. Then again, we want everybody to know that African libraries are open to the entire Wikimedia family, to the entire Wikimedia communities. We are ready to collaborate with everyone. There are so many things you can do in the library. There's so many things that the library can help you do as a Wikimedian. So our doors are open and we are looking forward to more participation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming back on despite all of the challenges faced. I think there's a question. Okay, the question says, is it possible to get a copy of the presentation?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can make that happen. Thank you for the question. I also see you raised hands. Gabriel, I'm going to hand you over the mic so that you can ask your question. Go ahead, please, Gabriel.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm from Ghana, and I want to ask this question. When we talk about the wiki libraries in Ghana, is it about the libraries as where we have the books? And if that is the case, talking about connections, I have witnessed various Wikimedia librarians who are old and don't even have access to computer or the internet. If it's those who have access to the computer have it as a problem, trying to grab what the Wikipedians or the Wiki library people are teaching. And so this case, what best is being brought up to make sure that whatever is being taught will not just end there after being taught for the first time, but will be a continuous process for the people in there to be practicing all the time. That is my question.
Felix and Doctor, did you get the question? Gabriel, I would recommend that you type the question in the chat or in the Q&A because we're having network issues, and I think that when they get back, they would be able to see your question. So Gabriel, please put your question in the Q&A so that when the facilitators come back on board, they're able to see your question. Indeed, network is a big challenge, Doc. It's a big challenge. Please watch out for the Q&A for Gabriel's question. Felix, are you back?
Yes, I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, yes, I hear you, and so sorry for these network issues. Gabriel did ask a question. I did ask him to just put it back in the chat, so please watch out for the chat. For the Q&A, let's hope that Gabriel is able to put back his question. Okay, and thank you very much, Dr. Ikem. She is saying that people can go over to the AFLIA booth where all of your questions can be answered, and it's quite easy to go to the booth. So once you come into Hermit, you would see the reception lounge, then the sessions. So you can just click on lounge or click on booths. It shows you all of the exhibition booths. We have several exhibition booths, and AFLA is one of those that are exhibiting. So you can actually go there to ask all of your questions. Hopefully network will be better then. But Gabriel, since you're here, please just put in your question in the Q&A so that Felix is here, he's able to respond to it. And Felix, I know your presentation was cut short. If you need to maybe go over some of the things that you were not able to say, please do so whilst we still have the time now.
Okay, so we have just about 2 minutes, but I'll just try and wrap up here. First of all, my apologies for the internet. I'd like to this whole presentation was showcased how we built content, and I see that this partnership has very instrumental. First of all, in trying to recruit and rally more African librarians to contribute within the space, as well as Wikimedia, building the capacity of librarians across the continent, a project. So more than as part of 300 projects. So librarians have been trained as part of the inclined almost that we'll be working with on with area and this level of what too. So looking we've also created with lines of support and looking for with the various Wikimedia communities, and so most of these librarians are getting back into our communities and are working with their communities. Places where there are no Wikimedia communities, we're empowering these librarians and their institutions to think about setting up a Wikimedia and many other things. We'll find like that. Maybe report totally came through, Kaide.
We heard you, but we couldn't pick your words because they were quite shaky. But anyways, thank you very much, Felix. Thank you very much, Doctor. I see Gabriel has asked this question, and I'm just going to read it out. It says, hello, my question is, are you talking about linking libraries? And if so, how do you make sure that the education of the librarian does not end at the first education, since most librarians are old people and some do not have access to the internet? Felix, did you get that?
Yes, I did get that. I hope you can hear me this time around, but
your voice is good.
I think this
way.
is the
Please
more reason
like
why. Okay, so to answer your question, this is the reason why we work with AFLIA to build that online course. Now, in building that online course, we are actually starting this whole process off with a digital literacy skills session. So some sort of a session to capacitate the African librarian to appreciate work on even take with the and so even though most of these librarians are old, like you said, we still have been able to achieve the purpose of these courses that we created, because a lot of these librarians are able to participate and learn and be able to believe not just offline but on.
All right, thank you very much, Felix.
Yeah. So I guess Dr. Nkem and I will have to record this session and put it on Commons, as suggested by Kelly in the.
Yeah, thank you very much, Felix. And from the backstage, I hear that our time here is up. Thank you, Felix. Thank you, Dr. Nkem, for the efforts made. Thankfully, I was able to share your presentation, so even if we did not hear your voices, we were able to read through your mind, through your slides. Thank you to all of our participants for your patience and also just sticking by. I'll bring this session to a close. See you all in other sessions. Bye.